Hey y'all, this is Healing Honey, and today we're back with another video. So today we'll be talking about show up for you, you owe you. So originally I was going to do a live, but for whatever reason I was hearing the playback from me talking, so I decided to do a regular video. So we're gonna do story time. So yesterday, I don't know if y'all know, but yesterday was the full moon. It was full moon in Gemini. And with full moons, it's all about what you've planted in the past coming to fruition. It's about you being at the end of your manifestation. You can do healing work, you do releasing work, you could do money work, you could do all type of different works, right? So yesterday was it was called a cold moon, and this cold moon was about letting go old habits. It was about shifting from the old version of you. It was about ancestors. So within this full moon, I had a dream last night, and in the dream, I was walking through the woods with people I didn't know. And I was seeing fairies sleeping. Little fairies sleeping on flowers, on plants and stuff. And later on in the woods, it was a group of us. Later on in the woods, everybody was calling on their ancestors, everybody was calling on people they love to come, right? And I was the only one that didn't call on anyone to the end. So the person that I decided to call on was my stepdad. The stepdad that gave me the name Mariah. I decided to call on him. And when I called on him, he came in flesh. And, I told him, I said, it's me, Mariah. I need your help, right? He came. And when he came, he had both of his legs. Now, mind y'all, I told y'all in the previous video, not the last video, but the video I did before that video, I told y'all that while my stepdad was here, he lost one of his legs, so he had a prosthetic leg. But in the dream, he had both of his legs. So it made me think, the work that you've been putting in for your ancestors is working. So he walked up. And he told me, he said, I just ate. And when he said that, I thought to myself, he's saying that because I've been giving offerings. I've been burning ancestor money. What is ancestor money? Ancestor money is a form of currency for your ancestors. You could burn ancestor money, and then your ancestors on the other side will get it. Now, mind y'all, I've been burning ancestor money for years. 7 years I've been burning ancestor money. At the beginning of my spiritual journey, I burned ancestor money for every day. For the first year, I burned ancestor money. So when he said I just ate, I knew that when he said that, that was meaning that all the work I did in the past was working. The fact that he had both his legs was showing me something. That the time, the energy, the effort, the offerings, the libations was working. So we talked for a little bit, and I was telling him, you're so powerful. I love you. I thank you. I really appreciate you. And he couldn't stay too long, and it just made me wake up crying. It made me wake up crying because it's like, I have moments on my journey where I question my gifts, where I question my ability. So for me to experience that, it was just confirmation. It was just confirmation that the work I've been doing has been paying off. That the work that I've been doing is working. So I woke up out my sleep. I woke up out my sleep crying. Not crying in a bad way. Not crying because something bad happened, but crying because what I feel and what I know is real. The astral realm is real. Me communicating with the dead is real. Me communicating with my ancestors is real. And that was just confirmation. So I woke up with gratitude. I woke up feeling good. I woke up feeling like all the energy and time I've put in on my healing journey is for something. All the time and energy, all the crying, all the healing work has been for something. It has not been for fun. It has not just been me doing it just to do it, but it's been for something. So I feel it was just confirmation. It was confirmation for me to let me know that what you've been doing has been working. I feel him showing up was just a message to me to show me you showed up for yourself. Now let me show up for you. Now in life, we show up for everybody. We show up for everybody in life. And sometimes we neglect ourselves. Sometimes we don't show up for ourselves. Sometimes we put other people before us. And there's nothing wrong with giving to others. It's nothing wrong with giving to people you love. But how can you show up for others and you're not showing up for yourself? That makes no sense. We got to show up for ourselves to be able to show up for other people. And I feel we forget that. We forget that if I keep pouring and pouring and pouring, I will have nothing to give. I will have an empty glass if I keep pouring and pouring and pouring. So it's up to you to pour into you so you be able to pour into others. So, on my journey, it has not just been a smooth ride. It has been bumps, lumps, and humps. It has been all type of shit. I feel if you decide to go on this journey of healing yourself, go in it with an open mind, not expecting anything but to heal yourself and to become the best version of you. So on my spiritual journey, on my healing journey, I've been to multiple spiritual ceremonies in a spiritual community. And I remember years ago going to a ceremony, and because I am an empath and I pick up on people's emotions and feelings, I was able to pick up on the emotions and feelings of other people around me at the spiritual event, at the ceremony. So it's people there crying and releasing and letting go. And because I was friends with somebody that was there, she started crying. And because we're connected, and because I am in tune with my spiritual gifts, I start crying too. I start screaming too. I start throwing up. What we don't realize is, if we're energy and others is energy, we have the ability to pick up on their emotions. We have the ability to pick up on their pain. So I remember being there, and a goddess that was there, she told me, you have something right here. She said, it's something that's right here. And if you do not let it go, you will push people that you care about and love away. And when she said that, I was like, what you mean? I got something right there. I thought I did all the healing I need to do. What you talking about, girl? Right? Yeah. So when she said that, it kind of scared me, because it's like, What do you mean I got something right here? What are you trying to say? So what people don't realize is what you do not heal goes somewhere. It goes to your aura. It goes to your cells. It goes to different organs within your body. For example, if you're dealing with heart issues, you could be holding on to resentment. If you're dealing with kidney issues, you could be holding on to guilt or shame. So within different emotions comes different sickness, illness, disease, right? So when she said that, I already knew what she was talking about. As in, I knew it was still some things I was holding on to. I knew it was still some things I needed to release. I knew it was still some things I needed to let go of. So I told my godmother. And my godmother is the type of person, she will guide you through things, but she's not going to do the work for you. So I told my godmother, and we went to the beach. And when we went to the beach, I took shrooms, of course, because shrooms help you break down that layer of you feeling like you can suppress things. Because them shrooms, baby, them shrooms not going to let you suppress anything. Them shrooms going to bring all that up. So we went to the beach. I took the shrooms. I remember releasing. I remember screaming. I remember throwing up. Letting go of whatever that was right here. But guess what? It took me to show up for me for that to even happen. It took me to stand up for me for that to even happen. What we don't realize is when we show up for us, we're showing up for our child self. We're showing up for the little us that didn't have a voice. We're showing up for the little us that wanted to be heard. We're showing up for the little us that wanted to be seen. We're showing up for the little us that was suppressed. So each time on my journey, I have showed up for myself. When I was scared, when I didn't know, when I didn't see a way out, I showed up for me. I feel through life, we sometimes neglect ourselves. We put everybody before us. We put other people's emotions before us. And we neglect what we really feel. We neglect what we really feel about ourselves. So during that healing process, I had to let go. I had to surrender. I had to surrender to myself. It could be scary to let go of the past. It could be scary to let go of old versions of yourself. But what I realized is you was born by yourself. And you're going to transition by yourself. So if anything, you should be your best friend. You should be the person that showed up for you no matter what. Because I know a lot of the times we can wipe our own tears. A lot of the times we pick ourselves back up. A lot of the times we are showing up for ourselves. So within me showing up for myself, I had to face different versions of myself. Versions I didn't think that was so pretty. Versions of myself that I wanted to hide from other people. Versions of myself I felt that was going to be judged. All these different versions of myself. I had to show up constantly. Constantly showing up for myself. Regardless of what other people may say or think, I had to show up for me. So being on this journey, I have learned that regardless of what other people may think or feel, you should be your number one. Because it is a little version of you that's out there in a parallel universe that is rooting for you, that wants you to succeed, that see everything that you can be if you allow it. It is a little version of you that wants you to thrive and wants you to shine, and that is always there. It is a little version of you that is cheering you on, that is screaming your name. We have to do it for them. I know for certain that my little me is so proud of me. It is so proud of how far I have came. It is so proud of me not shrinking myself anymore. How many times have you shrinked yourself? How many times have you acted small? How many times have you dimmed your lights? Your child self have experienced so many different things, and it is waiting for you to remember at one point, before the world and before society and before our family made us feel small and made us feel like we wasn't important. We was everything. We was special. We was important. We have to get back to that. We got to get back to knowing that we're important. We have to get back to knowing that it is somebody rooting for me. It is another version of me that's rooting for me. And guess what? It's also a future version of you that is rooting for you. It is also a future version that's already at its highest peak. What if you already have everything that you desire? What if you're already at where you desire to be? What if you are already the version that you desire to be? What if? We have to know that if we're showing up for ourselves, that means all the work, that means that all the time, that means that all the energy you're pouring into yourself is going to pay off. We talk about physical currency all the time, but the work that you do for yourself, when you show up for yourself, it pays off. It pays off in ways that you cannot explain, in ways that you never thought of. But you have to show up for yourself. If you show up for that job, if you show up for them kids, if you show up for your partner, you owe you. You owe yourself. We talk about, I expect this person to act this way. I expect this to happen. What do you expect for yourself? What are you doing for yourself? You want everybody to be everything to you, but can you be you for you? Can you show up for you? Can you act like you know who you are? Can you remember who you are? Or are you going to let outside people tell you who you are? A lot of us been running on past programs of lies, past programs of projections, past programs of delusions that's not ours. So you thinking that you living in the present moment, but in reality you living in the past. In reality you living somebody else's reality. I remember a couple years ago, I had to question myself and say, are you living out the life that other people told you was going to be? Are you living out all the things that you was told when you was a child? Are you living out these things? Being told that you not shit, being told that you was going to drop out of school, being told that you was going to get pregnant at 16? Or are you living your own life? Are you thriving how you want to thrive? Or are you letting the thoughts, the opinions of other people dictate your life? I had to wake up one day and realize I'm not a victim of my reality, and I'm not a victim of my past. So by me doing that, I transmuted every fucking thing. I transmuted all the fucking lies. I transmuted everything I was told. And it took strength. It took strength. It took inner strength. And I haven't been doing it alone. I've been doing it with little me. We've been on this journey together. It is teamwork. I've been doing it with my past self. What we don't realize is it's a past version of you. It is a future version of you. It is a present version of you. And it is a little version of you. You always have a choice. You have a choice if you're going to dip back to that past you and do the same things, the toxicity, the low self-esteem, the projections, the lies, the denial, the illusions. Sometimes we put our own illusions on. Or are you going to tap into that future version of you that got all the keys, that have all the information and knowledge that you need to move to the best version of you? You have a choice. You have a choice to show up for you. You have the choice to say, I'm not going to be that anymore. I'm not going to be that person anymore. I'm not going to act that way anymore. I'm not going to think that way anymore. I remember years of me replaying past mistakes, me replaying past people opinions to me and about me in my head. So much that I allow other people's opinions and beliefs to make me feel that way about myself. No more. No longer. Because this version of me, this version of me do not care. This version of me have healed. This version of me have let that shit go. This version of me also realize other people's thoughts and opinions and beliefs about me is only a projection. They feel that way because they have some things within themselves that they need to work on, that they need to heal, that they need to talk to themselves about. And hurt people. So not to point the finger, not to make other people feel bad, but to realize it's a bigger fucking message going on. It is a bigger picture going on. You've been thinking that other people play such a big role in your life, which they can play a big role in your life, but you should be your biggest role. You forgot you playing the game. You forgot you telling a story. This is your story. You forgot that. You forgot that you're writing your story. You forgot that at the beginning of your life, you decided all these things was going to happen. I'm going to go through all this to build me up. I'm going to go through all that to make me the person that I'm supposed to be, to make me a stronger person, to make me a more enlightened person. I'm going to experience all these different things so I can elevate, not just mentally, not just physically, not just money-wise, but spiritually, soul-wise. Something that other people cannot take from you. You could take all the physical shit. You could take the cars. You could take the money. You could take the house. But what somebody can't take from you is how you feel about your soul. It's how you feel about your spirits. It's how you feel on the inside. But it took me. It took me to show up for me to even get to this point. It took me to say, I want something different. So because I want something different, I'm going to have to do something different. I'm going to have to get uncomfortable because I've been comfortable being uncomfortable for so long. We don't realize over time these toxic ways of thinking become our identity, our mask. And we think this is who we really are. We think, I'm this person. Let me act this way. Oh, you only know me this way. Let me continue to act this way. But in reality, that's not even you. That's not even you. You're thinking that, oh, they're only going to accept me if I act this way. They only going to accept me if I talk this way. But what if you was to show up as you? The you that you was when you was a child, when you was free, when you didn't care. I know when I was young, I stayed playing in dirt. I stayed playing in the grass. I stayed climbing trees. I stayed going outside. I stayed singing. I stayed dancing. Until other people told me not to do it. Until other people told me that was weird. I stayed even communicating with the dead until somebody told me, don't do that. They're going to think you crazy. Them not knowing that the gift that I got came from the divine and is divine. I suppressed myself. I suppressed my gifts. I suppressed the real version of me. So at the age of 21, I decided I'm going to do something different and I'm going to show up for me. I remember being 20 years old and deciding to go back to school to get my diploma. After my dad told me I was a dropout, I said, I'm going to go back to school, get my diploma. Not for nobody else, but for me. So I decided to go back to school for 6 months, waking up at 4 a.m. every day, getting on the bus to go to school to get my diploma. And it took after my 21st birthday, because graduation wasn't until the end of January and my birthday's at the beginning of January. It took me to be 21 years old to get my diploma. But guess what? I did that for me. I didn't do it for nobody else. I didn't do it for anybody else, because at the end of the day, it's not about how other people think or feel about you. It's about how you feel about you when you look yourself in the mirror. How do you feel about you when you see yourself in the mirror? What is the thoughts that come across your head when you see yourself in the mirror? Are you having happy thoughts about yourself? Are you having positive thoughts about yourself? Do you feel good when you look in the mirror? Or are you hearing the voices and thoughts and opinions of other people? Have you merged your thoughts and their thoughts together and now you feel this way about yourself? Are you putting yourself down? Do you criticize yourself 24/7? Do you judge yourself 24/7? Speaking of judging, I see a cat, y'all. Speaking of judging, I'm a true believer. Being judged is a habit that we've been taught. We was told, oh, can nobody judge you but this person, right? But in reality, some people that think that way be the main ones that be judging. And I had a period in my life where I was being bullied in school. So later on in life, I decided to start judging other people because I got bullied in school. Let me talk about other people. Let me make myself feel good because other people talked about me in school. It is something that is learned. It is something that we feel, oh, no one should judge us, but we be judging other people. So once I start looking myself in the mirror and start calling out my own bullshit, see, that's the thing. A lot of us do not want to call out our own bullshit and be real with our own self. But that takes us showing up for ourselves. It takes us being real with ourselves to realize it's some things I need to work on. Yeah. It's some things I need to heal. Yeah. I'm not perfect. I don't have all my shit together. It's some things I need to work on. Yeah. And it starts with you showing up for you. That is the first thing. It starts with you showing up for you. Because once you start showing up for you, you start hearing yourself better. Your real self, not the ego, not the person that you thought you was, not the person that's been filled with trauma, not the person that's been hearing all the lies from the past, but the real you. That little silent voice in the back of your head that told you not to do that. That told you to go this way, not that way. The voice that is comfort, the voice that makes you feel good and protected on the inside. That voice that always show you love, even when it has to be stern sometimes. It's always love. It's never to punish you. It's always to elevate you. I don't look at obstacles as a punishment. I look at obstacles as a way to level up, a way to elevate to different levels within consciousness, within myself, within my being. So I know that everything I have experienced in this life has been to expand and grow my consciousness, has been to expand and grow my soul. And I know that the mistakes, the trauma, all these things was to build me up, not to break me down. But sometimes we gotta break down to be built up. Just like a car would break down and you gotta go to the shop to get it fixed on, the same thing with us. Sometimes we gotta go to the shop. Sometimes we gotta go get some fixing done. And not to say that you're broke, because we're not broken. It's to say that it may be some alignment issues going on. We may have to align some things. We may have to take some of the old oil out of the car and put some fresh oil up in there. You feel me? Sometimes we gotta clean off all that dirt and that mud that's up on that oil stick and put new fresh oil up in there. You feel me? The oil that's going to make your car run better, the oil that's going to make it run smoother, the oil that's going to make it be in alignment. That oil. Sometimes we got to do that with ourselves. And I had to realize that. I had to realize other people can live their life, and I love all of my family. Even though I'm not close to any of my family like that, I love all of my family. But at the end of the day, this is my life, and I gotta do what's best for me. I have to stop talking to toxic family members. I gotta stop going around toxic family members. I have to start putting myself first. Once I realized that the picture is so much bigger than what I can see. See, the screen is only this big, but the picture is so much bigger. So sometimes you gotta zoom out to be able to see the big picture, to be able to see the whole thing. So when I realized that, I realized just because we share the same blood doesn't mean that I have to put up with your toxicity. Doesn't mean that I have to entertain your toxicity. That's when things start to change, because sometimes we let us having the same blood deter us from leaving certain situations when we know that we're no longer even vibrating on that frequency. See, when I started my spiritual journey, it was a lot of people that had to look at. When I started my journey, it was a lot of people that I had to transition out of their life, and they had to transition out of my life. Not to say there's anything wrong with that, but I realized that I'm at this level And I can't keep putting myself down to get to your level. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Because if I want to be the best version of myself, and I am operating and I am doing the things to be the best version of myself, you're going to have to meet me where I'm at. I cannot no longer go down to where you at. I can no longer lower myself. I can no longer dim my light. I can no longer shrink myself for anybody. So I had to level up to be on the level that I desired to be on. I had to stop playing it small. When are you going to stop playing it small? When are you going to call your own shit out and say, enough is enough? I had to say that. I literally remember saying that on that stream trip. My godmother saying, why you playing? Like, I'm like, shit, I don't know why I'm playing. I need to release this. Because it's like, if not now, then when? Are you going to wait until you're 100 years old to heal? Are you going to wait until you on your bed and you taking your last breath for you to say, I forgive you? Or are you going to be able to let that shit go so you can live the life that you deserve to live, so you can thrive how you desire to thrive? Or are you going to say, I'm going to put all these bags on and carry them around and wonder why they're so heavy? And wonder why it's causing all this disease and illness? It's because you haven't let go of the past. It's because you still hold on to bags that's not even yours. You have all these bags that's on, Erica Badu. You have all these bags that's on, and they no longer serving you. You got a sparkly blue bag on, a pink bag on, you got an orange bag on, and none of it go together. None of it makes sense. When I start questioning, does this make sense? Everything changed. When I start questioning, something don't seem right. I'm saying that I want different. I'm saying that I want more, and I'm still acting the same way. I'm still going to the same places. I'm still hanging around the same people. They don't add up. It don't make sense. Let's do something different, because it gotta make sense somewhere, right? Had to call my own shit out. You say you don't want to be around drama, but you keep going around drama. That doesn't make sense. Like, I had to realize that within myself. I had to realize you can do better. You can do more. You can let go of that. You can let go of that person. You can be you. You don't have to shrink yourself. Because when you show up as you, when you show up as the real version of you, that's when things start to bloom in your life. That's when you start to see and feel clearly. Because as long as you showing up as somebody that's not you, you will never get to know the real you. You will never remember the real you. You have to show up as you 100% and not give a fuck on no level. Not out of ego, not out of arrogance, but as divine, as you knowing my spirit. I know myself. I know myself. And the dream I had was just confirmation of all the work and energy and time I have put in. What we do on the physical realm, it's just an aspect of what we're really doing in the spiritual realm. If I'm putting all this time and energy in the physical time, in the physical realm, and I ain't talking about no job, but if I'm putting all this time and energy in on the physical realm for me, imagine what the hell is happening in the spiritual realm. Imagine what I'm cooking up in the spiritual realm. Imagine what is happening behind the scenes in the spiritual realm. It's some good stuff happening. I can imagine what amazing things is happening in the spiritual realm. We want to plant these seeds and then come back the next day and say, is the tree grown? Is the flower grown? Is the plant grown? Baby, you just plant the seeds, give it time to grow. This is decades of trauma. This is decades of hurt. This is decades of resentment. This is decades of anger. This is generations of anger. Because when I heal, I'm not just healing from me. I'm healing from past timelines. I'm healing from past ancestors. I'm healing for past versions of myself. We got to realize, if you show up for you today, imagine what that's doing to past timelines. Imagine what that's doing to past versions of you. Imagine what that's doing to past lives of you. Imagine that. If I decide to show up for me and heal me and get me together, I can imagine how that is echoing out to other versions of me. I can imagine how happy the little version of me is. I had to answer to the little version of me, just like I had to answer to the teenage version of me. My little me wanted to be acknowledged. My little me wanted to be healed. So I continuously had dreams of my past neighborhood, of me growing up where majority of my trauma happened. And it took me, after months of having them dreams, to show up to that neighborhood in flesh, in person, in the physical. Because it was letting me know in the spiritual realm what was happening with my subconscious mind. Your dreams would tell you if you still need things if you still have things you need to heal. So when I showed up for myself in the physical and decided to go back to that neighborhood to do the spiritual work, to do the healing work, to let go, to free her, to free me, to free us, I haven't had a dream about that neighborhood since then. I haven't had a bad dream about the little me since then. Because I freed her. I freed her for us. And I can imagine the little me looking at me right now saying, I'm so proud of you. I'm so grateful for you. I love you. So answer the call and show up for you. We can't want everybody else to show up for us, but we're not showing up for ourselves, baby. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. How many times have you said you was going to do something and you haven't did it? How many times you said that you wanted to do it and you haven't did it? Who are you waiting on? Who are you waiting on? No one is coming to save you. I had to realize that. I don't want to wait till somebody comes to save me. I'ma save me. We gonna save us. So it's time for you to want to save you. It's time for you to want to show up for you. It is time for you to pay your dues. What is your dues? You showing up for you, because you owe you. Don't nobody owe you shit. Don't nobody owe you shit. We want everybody to be everything to us, but we can't even be a friend to ourselves. And how do we know that? Because we're continuously in the same cycles. We're continuously having the same thoughts. We're continuously not showing up for ourselves. Each time that we don't keep promises to ourselves, we let ourselves down. We talk about other people letting us down. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they didn't show up for us. Did you show up for you? People are only treating you how you treat yourself. So you wondering why people are cheating on you. Maybe people are cheating on you because you keep cheating on yourself. Each time that you didn't keep a promise to you, Each time that you said that you was going to do that and didn't do that, you're cheating on yourself. Each time that you go back to that person and you say that you wasn't going to go back to that person, you're cheating on yourself. We have to show up for ourselves like we want other people to show up for us. We got to show up for ourselves how we desire others to show up for us. We can't say that we want all these things from other people. We put people on a pedestal and we have all these high expectations for other people, but we don't have no expectations for ourselves. And it's proof. It's proof on how you feel about yourself. It's proof about how you show up for yourself and how you talk to yourself. I no longer have negative thoughts like that because I've done the work. I no longer judge myself because I've done the work. I no longer feel bad internally because I've done the work. And it didn't happen overnight. You want a tree to grow overnight when the roots just started to grow? You put the seed in there and now you expecting a full-grown tree? But it's only been 2 days. And you want it to grow? We cannot expect these things to bloom and blossom if we're not giving it time, if we're not having patience with ourselves. When are you going to have patience with yourself? You have patience with everybody else. When are you going to have patience with yourself? Because the real version of you, the true version of you, have all the patience in the world. It's been waiting on you this whole time. It's been waiting on you this whole time. It has not left you. Little you have not left you. Future you have not left you. It's waiting on present you to realize what the fuck is going on. To hear, to see, to know, to wake up, to remember. And I had to realize that. I had to realize you're the person that you are today, not due to your past trauma, not due to other people, but you're the person that you are today due to you accepting them things, due to your actions, due to the way that you think. It don't have nothing to do with other people. We have to stop blaming other people for how our life is. If you show up for you, you will not feel that way. Because you would take responsibility. You would take responsibility and know this is my life. And I have the power. And if you don't feel like you got the power, take that shit back. Take it back. Take that power back. You have the strength within you. It's no one on earth that is more powerful than you because nobody else can walk your shoes. Can't nobody else walk your shoes. We could wear the same size. We could have the same brand of shoes. But can't nobody walk your shoes. Can't nobody tell your story. Our stories can be similar. But can't nobody tell your story. Once you start showing up for you, you stop giving yourself excuses. You stop feeling bad. You stop feeling like a victim because you know you got you. You know that you got you no matter what. You know that you got you no matter what. Waking up from that dream today made me feel good because this journey has been amazing journey. This journey has been an amazing journey. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this journey. Would I be the same me without this journey? No. would I be the same me? Would I be the same me without my past? No. Because my past had a part in building who I am today. It doesn't define me. But all these steps to these different dimensions, all these steps to these different versions of me, it has built. I decided I didn't want to be that person no more. You have a choice. That's one of my favorite things I like to say, is that you have a choice. Even when you don't think so, even when you don't feel like it, even when you can't see it. One thing about the Matrix movie, I don't remember which one it was. One thing about the Matrix movie, Mr. Anderson didn't understand that Neo realized he always had a choice. Once Neo realized he always had a choice, that's when everything broke apart. That's when everything exploded. That's when everything became clear, because no longer was he feeling like he didn't have a choice. No longer was he feeling like he couldn't do it. No longer was he feeling like he wasn't the one. You've been the one. You've been the one. You just have to remember that you're the one. You just have to remember that you're here for a reason. Imagine a different parallel universe. A past universe of one of your ancestors praying for somebody to come into their bloodline that was going to heal some shit, that was going to correct some shit, that was going to actually say, I'm going to heal this, I'm going to take care of this, I'm going to think differently, I'm going to eat better. Okay, I know my past ancestors got high blood pressure and diabetes. I'm not going to eat the same food they ate. I'm not going to do the same things they did. If I knew it caused all this, why would I do the same thing? If I knew they died from cancer, why would I keep the suppressed emotions in my body? What do you think cancer is? Suppressed emotions, suppressed trauma, things that have not been healed yet, things that you do not want to talk about. That is what cancer is. It eats away on your body because you didn't want to deal with it, because you didn't want to face it, because you didn't want to show up for you. We're past the point of us not knowing that we can heal. We may have been in the past of us being in the dark about us not knowing that we have the ability to heal, because we went generations and decades of us thinking somebody was going to come to save us. But in this time and day, baby, it's 25, about to be 2026. We know that we have the ability. It's so many people that's walking around that is healing themselves spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. It's not nothing you can heal. How is it possible that, what's his name? What is his name? I can't remember his name right now. Magic Johnson. How is it possible that Magic Johnson had HIV or AIDS and he cured it? It could have been because he had the money to do it. Or it could have been that he changed the way that he was thinking. He started doing different things. He started ingesting different things. You're wondering why you have different diseases and different sickness. What are you putting in your body? What are you consuming? Now, I'm not just saying eating wise. What are you entertaining? If you go to the club every weekend and drink alcohol, what do you think is going to happen to your body over time? If you always hang around negative people, what do you think is going to happen to your body over time? Everything is energy. If you always complaining, what do you think is going to happen to your mind or your body over time? What do you think dementia come from? Not remembering. Maybe it's something in the past that you don't want to face. Maybe it's something in the past that you're still holding on to. Maybe it's something in the past that you have not healed yet. Now your brain is making you forget things. Now you're wondering, why is this happening? It's because you didn't want to deal with your past. So let me make you forget your past. Since you didn't want to face your past, now let me make you forget your past. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. What if? But when you show up for you, it's a lot of things that you do not have to worry about. Because you're doing the work. You owe you. You owe you. This is your life, and it's time for you to get in the driver's seat. It's time for you to start driving the car. We talk about driving the boat, How about you get in the right seat? How about you sit in the right seat? How about you sit on your throne? How about you sit in the throne that you forgot you had? How about you sit on that? How about you put your own crown on? You don't need other people telling you, you got a crown, baby. Put your own crown on. Or are you going to wait till somebody else put your crown on? I'd rather me put my own crown on than me waiting on somebody else to say, I think I'm going to give you your crown now. I think you deserve your flowers. No. I'm going to give myself my own flowers. Because I deserve it. Because I've done the work. Not asking for permission for nobody. Stop asking for permission. Did you need permission to be here? Did spirit or your parents say, do you sure you want to come down here? You're gonna need permission before you come down here, before you come into the earth, before you come to this realm. You need permission. Ask me for permission. Or did you decide when you was in the ethers, I'm gonna pick that family and I'm gonna go through that so I can elevate and do what I have to do to live the life I desire to live? I'm just here for you to remember. I'm just here for you to remember. See, me showing up for me is something that is continuously happening. Because I'm continuously moving and getting rid of layers, old, outdated layers of myself. Peeling back layers of myself. Each time I make a video, I'm killing old versions of myself. The versions of myself that feel like she had to be perfect 24/7. Versions of myself that feel like I can't talk in front of a camera. I got a speech problem. That doesn't exist anymore. If I messed up on a word, I messed up on a word. It doesn't exist anymore. I don't think that way anymore. I don't operate that way no more. I'm not her anymore. I thank her and I love her. But me showing up for me is not just something I decide to do every now and then. But it's something that I have to continuously do to prove to myself, you're not that person they told you was. You're the person that you told yourself you was. So stop replaying them old stories. Stop replaying them old thoughts. Stop replaying things that do not serve you. What we holding on to, things that don't serve us for. I'm showing up as me fully and not caring who or what others gotta say. Because it's my life. And you gotta start living your life for you. When you show up for you, you feel better. When you show up for you, you feel amazing. When you show up for you, you shine brighter. It's time for you to start shining. It's time for you to start thriving. When and where is up to you. You can wait till you're 50 years old. You can wait till you're 100 years old. Hopefully hopefully you make it to 100. I hope everybody makes it to 100. But I don't want to question what if. I don't want to question, if not, it's like, if not me, then who? If not me, then who? I'm going to sit around and wait for people? I'm going to sit around and wait for other people to do the work? No, I'm going to do the work because I have the power. I've been showed over and over and over again that I have that power. I have the power to heal. I have the power to be amazing. I have the power to be everything I desire to be. But it took me in 2019 to decide to go to a spiritual shop. And ever since then, my whole life has changed because I chose me. I showed up for me. Because I owe me. I owe the little me. I owe the future me. And we're all cheering. We're all cheering for you. We're all cheering for you. I thank y'all. I love y'all. And if y'all like this video, please like and subscribe. Until next time, healing honey. Peace.